Do your spreadsheet formulas break whenever you insert new rows and columns, or do they break anytime you modify the formulas? That's because your data is not structured in Excel tables. Excel tables are one of the most powerful tools in Excel, and most users often use them to present data more aesthetically. But that's not the major function of a table. In this video, I will not only show you how to prevent your formulas from breaking, but other mind-blowing functions that will up your spreadsheet game. I'll show you how to keep your headers locked when you scroll down. I'll show you how to expand your tables. I'll show you how to use human-readable formulas and also drag and drop columns around in Excel and many more. To follow along, the link to the practice file is included in the description of the video. To put things in perspective, I have two sets of the same data in this workbook. So in this tab, I have the same data. I've just changed the name because in this instance, we will be working with the raw data, and in this other tab, we will be working with tables. So we're going to be showing you this side by side, just so we can highlight the differences between working on data that's in a table format versus data that's not in a table format. So to do this, I will go to View, and I will look for New Window and click this. And what this does is it creates another instance of the same workbook. So I'll go back to View and then click on Arrange All, and I will select the vertical option and click OK. So now we have the same instance, or sorry, two instances of the same file. So here I can click on this other tab and I will still be able to view this tab on the other window. So this just helps us to put things in perspective. So I will be switching from the full view and to the side-by-side view. And to do that, all I need to do is come here and click on the maximize icon, and then we can view this in the full page format. And if I want to go back to the side-by-side, I just need to click the minimize button again, and now we can view the same data side by side. So to get us started, I will maximize this view because that's where I have the table. I will convert this to a table by using the shortcut Control-T. And Excel is asking if my table has headers. Yes, they do. And so I will click OK. And one of the good things I like about tables is it auto scales the columns. As you can see, I don't need to double click each of the column like I would have to do in this instance. It just auto scales everything. So now I will go back to this side-by-side view by minimizing. And so the first thing I want to show you is when I'm scrolling down, you can see that the top row is frozen, and I can scroll down and still be able to see the headers. But on the other side here, if I scroll up, the headers will not stay frozen, and I would need to freeze the panes here, the top row, by going to Window and then saying Freeze Panes, and I can say Freeze Top Row. Then this way I will be able to scroll and still be able to see the top header. But in Excel, it's just automatic. It's part of the table function itself. So the next thing that I would like to show you is expanding the table. So again, I'm going to maximize the screen, and let's say here, for instance, I want to find the total of the quantity and unit price. I have to multiply quantity by the unit price. So if I just start to type total here, the table auto expands. I don't need to just do anything else. It just keeps expanding the table, whether you're going left or you're going down, as we are going to see in a few minutes. So here, another benefit is if I want to find a total here, I will just type the equal signs and then say quantity multiplied by unit price. And automatically it fills the whole table with the total for each item. I don't need to do anything. And if, let's say, for example, we want to find the taxes, the sales tax for each of this, once I type tax here, it just auto expands. And let's say the tax is 5%. So this is going to be equals to total multiplied by 5%. And it just does the same thing. It autofills the formula across all of the cells. So what if we want to add data to the bottom of the table? I'm just going to use my shortcut here, Control and the down arrow. What if I want to add data to this, to the table from here? So I can do that by going to the April tab here. I'm just going to copy all of the data from here. I'll use Shift Control right and then down to select, Control C to copy. And then if I come here and I just paste it here with the Enter key, it just auto updates both the total and the tax. So that is another benefit here, is it makes your workflow faster. So if we were to compare that to working with just raw data, we would have to every time update the formula for the total and the taxes. But tables just auto expand whether you're adding more data to the right side or to the bottom side of the. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is human readable formulas. And that's why one of the best practices when you have a table is to rename them. To do this, you go to table design and go to where there's the table name. For this one, I'm going to change it to month sales, and I'm going to hit enter. If you want to turbocharge your Excel skills, consider watching my other videos on pivot tables. You will see the links on the screen here. Now, what this allows us to do is we can use human readable formulas. So for instance, if I wanted to sum all of the quantities sold, I just need to go here and type equals sum. And I start to type the table name, which is month sales. And once I find it, I can double click or use tab. And I would open parentheses here, and it's asking me which of the columns that I would like to sum, and it's the quantity. And I need to close that with the parentheses and hit enter. And that way I'm able to sum it. The benefit here is if you look into the formula bar, you can easily tell that this is coming from table named month sales and the column named quantity. And we can just double check that by doing Shift Control down here. And if you look here, we have 1144, which is exactly the same thing that we have here. So that is the benefit of being able to use human readable formulas. And it doesn't have to be in the same worksheet. So if I opened another worksheet here and I wanted to do the same thing in this worksheet, I would also just start typing month sales, and I open parentheses, go to quantity, select it. I'm gonna try that one more time. Just gonna double click. It didn't like me using tab to autocomplete. And then I'm gonna close parentheses and hit enter. And we have exactly the same. So as long as you rename your table, you will be able to reference it across the worksheet. So another cool thing that I'd like to show you, I'm just going to delete this formula away from here, is being able to drag and drop your columns across different columns within your data set. So for instance, just for logical presentation, the sales tax should come before the total. So in this case, I will just go here and I can just drag this column as so. I'm going to try that one more time. You need to first select the top row here. That's what I didn't do correctly. And then just drag it over here. You can see that green vertical arrow that tells you you can drop it there. And it just changes that. Now let's put this in perspective. And if we tried to move this data from, so first we'll need to select the whole column. So I can use the shortcut Control spacebar to select all of this, or I can just highlight everything. And if I tried to move this I'm just going to use Shift Control down here and try to move this. Oh yes, I can't move it because I froze the top rows. So the first thing I'm going to do here is go to Window and then unfreeze Paint. So now if I select all of this data and Control Backspace to go back all the way up, and I try to, oh, oops, let's select that again, Control Backspace to go all the way up. And I'm just gonna wait until it changes to, yeah, there you go. If I hold this and then try to take this here, it tells me there's already data here. Do you want to replace it? And that's not what I want to do. I'm just trying to drag and drop columns across. And so we're going to maximize this one again. You can do that without needing to select all of the column. You just need to select the top row. So say for instance here, I want a customer name to be before the account manager just to keep things tidy or consistent with other reports. I'll just simply drag this. And once I see that vertical green bar, I'll just drop it right there. And that way we're able to drag and drop columns effortlessly, unlike if this was not a table. So the other trick that I would like to show you is total rows. And this is a very cool, neat function in tables. You can access it from the table design and go here and toggle total row. Or you can also use Shift Control T. So I'm just going to uncheck this. And then if I'm anywhere here, if I hit Shift Control T, it also brings the total row. So I'm just going to expand this. So one of the cool things we can do with this is we can decide what type of total do we want to see for each of the columns. So say for the text here, I just want to see the average. And I just change this to the average. I don't need to write another formula. So it's all inbuilt. As you can see, it already has like a subtotal function here for those of us who know this subtotal formula. We know that it can do a lot of things in Excel. So I don't need to write a formula for this. If I wanted to see what is the average quantity sold or what is the total count of the quantity, I can use any of this. I can see the max. I can see which one of them sold the most, and I can easily tell what is the list sales price that we have by using the mean one here. So it's so cool. You don't need to write different formulas to use this function. So the next thing I want to show you is how to use slicers. And it is a very neat way to display data. So to access this within the table design, you go here and click on Insert Slicer. And we can use any of the columns here as the slicer. So here I'm just going to use the Accounts Manager just to see how each one of them is doing from a sales perspective. So if I hit Alice, for instance, it shows me only what Alice has sold. So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to cut the slicer and take it all the way up, Control Up, and paste it right here. So this way I can toggle between different account managers. Say I want to see what James Wilson sold. I can scroll all the way down and see that he sold $110. To uncheck at any time, you just need to come here and click on Clear Filter. That way we now have the total for all the sales data. If you find this content useful, share with others, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.